Hi, and welcome to episode 3 of our Norwegian road trip. In last week's episode, we started to understand fully why people rave so much about this incredible place. We started to experience the fjords, the mountains, and all of the natural beauty and splendour of Norway. We also got to experience some fantastic history, such as the stave churches, but the real highlight for us was the Klima Park, where we got to walk inside a glacier, through an ice cave, and back through history, it felt like, to ice that was 7,000 years old.
So we're just getting ready to set off from our lovely spot next to the river where we stayed last night. We were quite sure that we were going to see either some deer or some moose around here because there's definite footprints and lots of drop-ins, but we didn't see a thing last night, so that was a shame. I did try and have a swim in this river yesterday. It was like water just before it's about to freeze, so yeah, the only one on this trip that I haven't been able to get in and go for a swim. Never mind, had a shower instead. So yeah, hopefully we're set for some more amazing scenery today. See you all later.
Yeah, we're just sort of driving along our scenic route, and as if to illustrate the point, we've just cut them up on this opening here. So it's a bit mad, there's a big, like, really cool waterfall back there, and then this is like glass. I don't know if this is a fjord or a lake. I think it might be a fjord, but yeah, how beautiful.
Hi, and welcome to Steph's Norwegian shopping channel. So this lovely iceberg lettuce is £2.37. Definitely increase back at home when you can get them for about 50p. So I thought an agurk or cucumber was expensive in Sweden. However, in Norway, this little cucumber will cost you £2.11. These little cherry tomatoes will cost you £2.96 in Norway. This 2 pint of cow juice will cost you £1.86. These 2 chicken breasts, 400 grams, will cost you £8.84 in Sweden.
Norway. So we were joking earlier, or I was joking, about our fishing prowess, and I said to Steph, I would never worry about putting fishing on our channel because we've got the only vegan friendly fishing channel on TV. But we have actually caught fish today, so if you are squeamish about fish, look away now. They've been, Steph expertly gutted and filleted them, and they are cooking and they look mighty fine. And can I just say, I'm not deep frying them, that a lot of that oil has come out of them. Those fish are swimming around that fjord an hour ago.
So 3 mackerel.
3 mackerel, good sized mackerel.
The second one I had was a what?
He was the king of the mackerel.
Oh,
he was
so
a big
chuffed. We are both really chuffed, aren't we?
Yeah, we always like, you know, you do it for fun, don't you? You go out fishing and chuck your lure out and nothing ever comes back, and then all of a sudden you catch something, it's like, what?
Ooh, something to eat.
So we've decided to stay here for 2 nights because maybe tomorrow I'm going to set a fish stall up on the, I'll make a bloody fortune around here. So after a lovely couple of nights just chilling out and relaxing in the campsite next to the fjord there, it was beautiful, really you know, at night you got the fjord sort of lapping away about 15 yards away from the back of the van. Yeah, pretty special. But back on the road today, and we're driving along Inviksfjorden, apparently, according to the navigator. And we're heading up towards another one of the sort of scenic routes. So yeah, Norway is just continues to deliver just amazing scenery, as you can see behind me. Do you want to go walk?
Do you?
So this is the Geirangafjord. I hope I pronounced that right. And according to Lonely Planet, if you're going to only do one fjord, this is the one to do. Unfortunately, if you do decide to do it as the only fjord, you're going to be sharing it with everybody else in Norway, I think. There's a cruise ship port, which you will have seen in the video, in Geiranger, and then there's just tour buses everywhere clogging the place up. The roads are not the best. No. They're perfectly fine roads. They're zigzag roads up and down the mountain. Problem is they're not really designed for, you know, sort of 60-seater buses, really. No. So yeah, a bit of chaos, but beautiful view though, absolutely stunning view. And again, because it's like a high tourism area, it's not something we've seen for the last few days, but we're kind of creeping back into now, like everybody out on day trips off cruise ships and things like that. So yeah, it might be a busy day today. So we're just waiting on the ferry for Ling from Isdal. So we've had to pay for this one. Most of them have, all of them so far have been on the auto pass. That one was the massive sum of 78 kroner. So how much is that? About 6 quid? Yeah. About 6 quid for a ferry crossing in a 6.5 metre van. Not bad. Just pulled up in our park up for tonight. So this is Stordal, right on the fjord again. There's fish jumping just down there. Steph might have to get the rod out in a bit now. Mackerel for tea again tonight. Another beautiful spot though. It's stopped raining for a bit, which is great. And yeah, anytime you can have the fjord sort of next to you as you camp up overnight is great. So had a very quiet, uneventful night last night. Steph did a bit of fishing, didn't catch anything. Nothing. Guy next to us caught a few things, but nothing like the enormous mackerel I caught. But you'll have to take my word on that because we haven't got a photo on it. So we're just waiting for another ferry, and this is going to be a theme now, I think, certainly for the next sort of, well, for the rest of the journey on this side, I think. So today's scenic journey is the Atlantic Ocean Road. So it's between Bud and Kristiansand. And then the ferry's gone into Mold. Not the one in North Wales, but the one in Norway. Oh, that's always reassuring. There's some water leaking on. We like that. I was just saying to Steph, it would be helpful. All these ferries seem to be paid by auto pass, or most of them, but they never really tell you how much they are. So apparently it takes anywhere up to like 6 to 8 weeks for your auto pass bill to come through. So I don't know how much at the moment our toll and ferry sort of bill is going to be, and it's going to get worse in the next few days as well, apparently.
This could be the last ever trip that we do in the van, because we'll have to sell it when we go.
Back to reality, maybe. Another picnic area with a view. I don't think we're going to stop here, but had to stop to take a photo. It's after another lovely peaceful evening last night, very quiet last night. We were the only van in sight. Moved into a slightly busier spot today. We're in the city of Trondheim on the west coast. Just going to go for a wander in Steph. It's not feeling 100%, so I'm just going to go and look around the town. We're parked up in a pretty cool facility, so again, something we've seen in most of the cities on this trip. There's designated motorhome parking a short distance from the town centre. 310 Norwegian kroner, which is around about 28 quid for overnight parking. Electric if you can get a hookup, which we thankfully could, and also things like toilet and grey waste disposal, so that's quite good. So what can we say about Trondheim? Well, it's Norway's third largest city, and just like Stavanger down the coast, there's a lot of oil money apparently running through here, which means it's a little bit more expensive than your average. Apart from that, all I can tell you is it hasn't stopped raining since I got here. So Trondheim is a city with a lot of history. It was probably most famous for the cathedral, the Nidaros Cathedral, which was built over the remains of Norway's patron saint, Saint Olav. The cathedral is the most northern Gothic structure in Europe. What is it we always say about cities? Oh, well, curious town. Kind of dated, I think, the centre especially. So I was contemplating going into the cathedral for a look around, but this is the week of the Olav Fest, and it's like apparently the end of July, start of August. Every year they commemorate, I think it's something to do with him founding the church or something. So I could have gone in now, and I just had to join in the service, which I didn't think would be appropriate, or go and view the neighbouring museum, which looked interesting, but I just fancied a walk around the town, to be honest. You might be wondering why somebody who is, on face value at least, sane, is happy to go wandering around a strange town in the rain with no data for his phone to find his way. And I would suggest, if you have asked yourself that question, you have not been paying attention so far. So I had a cracking afternoon yesterday in Trondheim. Slept pretty well last night. It was raining really heavy and it was thunder and lightning at one point as well, but my sleep was mead induced and therefore very nice indeed. So we've just been to hell, literally. To be honest, it was quite nice. There's like a nice little shopping bit in the middle, and went to like a nice little supermarket and stuff. It's not as bad as they made out in the Sunday school at all. It was alright, yeah. We did end up driving around a little bit trying to find, because apparently there is a welcome to hell sign, but in the end I just got bored, so we just carried on with it, but yeah. So it's been a bit of a grim morning to start off with. I know it's shaping up lovely, and what a beautiful drive. So we're on the latest of our national tourist routes, and this one is the alternative as you travel up Nordland along the coast to Lofoten, to the islands. This is the alternative to the main Atlantic highway. So we literally just missed that ferry, pulled off as we parked, and to be honest, I can't complain, because if I worked on a ferry, I'd do that to people all the time. But yeah, we've got I think it's the first of 3 ferry crossings on this little route, so got used to that now though, so it's all good. So we just got off the second ferry of the day. Now we're in the Steinmo bobil parker in 150 kroner for one night. Chose to pay here, to be honest with you, and we can empty our rubbish tomorrow. Black and grey waste disposal too, so that's quite good. Steph's just working out paperwork.
So as we've had a pretty rainy night here along the coast. Tried my hand at a bit of fishing off the rocks when we got here yesterday afternoon, but it was really rough. Just kept getting tangled up in all the seaweed, and it wasn't just me. There was quite a few people fishing and they didn't catch anything. So yeah, we woken up to a pretty overcast, sort of drizzly, rainy morning. We're just sorting out the van, filling up water, etc, etc, and we are heading up the coastal road and have a few more ferries today. The first one's going to be an hour long, so we'll see you there.
So the plan was this morning to hang around until the mists lifted and we could take the drone out and show you the beautiful view in a bit more detail from last night. Unfortunately it's no longer this morning now. I think it's probably about just after 12 o'clock, and this is what we're still faced with here. So you can see it's literally nothing. Up in the mountains last night was peaceful, a bit chilly, down to about 9 degrees, and yeah, absolutely disgusting in terms of rain and stuff yesterday and today, but hey, we've been really lucky with the weather. We were saying that earlier, so we can't complain too much. So just doing a bit of rock scrambling in my Crocs, which is always a good idea. Even though the weather's not great today, you're still getting some amazing sights as you're driving through, really. So yeah, I guess it was to show, even if the weather's not great, you know, there's no such thing as a bad trip down a scenic road trip. So we've just stopped off at a campsite near where our next ferry is going to go from, and this is in Hillstad, I think. It's called Polar Camp. It's a little rough and ready, but looking from the outside. But what we decided was, with the weather not being great, it might be a good opportunity for us to have a stop and a reset for a day or two, and think about our plans moving forward, really.